Alright, welcome to Imperial Advisor, episode 20. Hey, we made it to 20. No Andy again this week, but we don't need him, frankly. we don't want him. If he's thinks he's too good for us, he probably is. But we've got Justin Bazleebub.
Hello.
And yeah, we're going to maybe just do a little roundup of the sort of tournament stuff, and then we're gonna have a little chat about cards that we might like to see changes, tweaks to. So not necessarily like just nerf this card we don't like, or buff my clan, but sort of using this as a way to discuss some of the sort of design elements and yeah, see what people think. I'm sure there'll be no controversies whatsoever, and everyone will agree with everything we say. Right, so last weekend we had PAX South, which was won by Frotop of the Jade Throne. And yeah, but I saw you had a little bit of a meta check article on the site. Any sort of interesting aspects that you picked up from that result?
Slightly. So those mostly Scorpion. So 12 Scorpion out of 61. The qualifiers, the people who qualified who weren't challengers, was 2 Dragon and 2 Scorpion, which was interesting enough. Now, a small enough tournament. I have heard it being dubbed the inaugural Jade Throne podcast invitational tournament, considering how many of the Jade Throne had impressive scores at the end of it. The brackets, once they played it out, it just ended up being Scorpion dominating one side of it till eventually Frotop, Christopher Pudorf, won it all out. Interesting deck he put up. So similar to, in some regards, to some of the Dishonor decks we've seen, and also to an extent some of the military Scorpion decks, because it's got a lot more characters than you would have expected. But yeah, people have talked about the Mono no Oware a lot, which was an interesting choice into the deck. A lot more focus, I think, is really on the Fate Worse Than Death and the kind of lineup. Have played it. It's a lot of good fun, and can really make a mess of your opponent.
Cool. And I saw there's also an article from Bo. I can't remember his handle. Talk about some of the trends of what cards were being played.
Yeah, it was an Alcibiades, I think. Hard to pronounce. I initially had given a couple of rough comments, and we kind of liked what he was talking about and suggested he kind of expanded out a little bit more. So he actually went to trouble putting together an article called Careful Consideration PAX South, where he kind of broke down all the different numbers, so we can see out of the 33 possible court games, there were 32 played, 26 bonsai, 25 charts. So he just kind of goes through and you can kind of get a rough feel for what's actually going on in the decks that are being played. He runs through all of it and kind of talks about the decks out there. Again, he's kind of focusing on the Dragon deck, the Dragon Crab influenced deck, as being the one to beat. The one that went top, kind of. They were all top 8. But one of the players who goes by the username Mind's Desire online actually won his top 8 game, but had to drop out to get a flight. So I kind of consider him a top 4 contender, if that makes sense. Mm-hmm. And if you actually look for him on YouTube or on Twitch, they himself and a few of the other guys have been posting some of the games from Discord League, which are very, very interesting, and the commentary is really good to watch. And given his performance, and he tends to stream with Kingsley a lot as well, who was the top Dragon at Worlds. For anyone looking for insight into Dragon, they're excellent streams. But they covered the lot of them, so there's a lot of good stuff there. But yeah, Alcibiades, I think, did a good article there talking about kind of the current meta. And then we have a couple more comments kind of discussing it back and forth, which I have to get back to replying to, because I've been giving it some thought, thinking about my own deck for WarpCon.
All right. Owen, Justin, any thoughts on the results from PAX South, first of all?
Much smaller event than most of the other events we've seen so far. I wonder, was that just there's not a lot of people playing in the area, or was the additional cost of having to go to PAX as well, and you had to get a ticket to PAX and everything like that, impacting on people getting to go? It'd be interesting to see why people in the area reckon the numbers were a bit lower. I'd say it's probably the trouble of getting into PAX because the PAX tends to sell out really fast.
Yeah, PAX is a pretty popular event as far as I know. And I'm guessing not terribly surprised by Scorpion results. We've seen them doing well for some time.
Yeah, I mean, they've been dominating the cuts. Well, not quite dominating, but they've certainly been a heavy presence in the cuts. And it's kind of a matter of time for the tumblers align and they win it, and this is the time for them to win it. They got a few new tools in Fate Worse Than Death, which I think helped them out a lot. And Mono is like they can go the whole. They're, I think, one of the few clans that really get a lot of mileage out of going, I'm just going to buy guys without Fate, and I'm going to hurt you with Mono, and I'm going to hurt you with expensive Fate cards. And I've got the backup of I've got tons of event cancel to cancel your cancel, and so my big ticket actions are going to go through. And I think it's a pretty strong, dominant position to be in. And given that people are bidding high a lot, he can bid low and really put the pressure on. So they're in a good position for the meta at the moment.
Yeah. Justin, any other thoughts?
No, not really. It was really nice to see Phoenix make the final. And an interesting deck, Splashing Scorpion. Again, a Fate Worse Than Death Forged Edict, which was quite a surprise. So obviously the guy that came put quite a premium on upgrading Censures to Forged. And a Calling in Favors was the other splash card. So again, I think that's probably a nod toward the power of Dragon, and maybe also the Unicorn Splash, which can really dominate games if it gets set up. So yeah, but
cool.
Yeah,
and it was nice to see James Baltus ran a Crane deck with Scorpion Splash.
Yeah.
I'm certain he wasn't listening to our last cast, but it was nice that we kind of got something right. Yay!
Yeah.
Ballpark.
Well,
we need a little finessing, but there was a skeleton there. So we've got Cork next weekend. I think we're going to all be there, including Andy. How are you guys preparing? Is your deck locked and loaded? Baz, you're shaking your head.
No, I've got a rough outline of what kind of deck I want to run, but I still have a bundle of cards that I'm kind of humming and hawing over exactly what direction to go. I've been playing a lot of games on Jigoku lately to try iron it out, which isn't something I'd been doing up till about 2 weeks ago. But with WarpCon coming up, I figured, okay, I'll get in and see. And it is a remarkably enjoyable experience. There's been far too many evenings where I'm like, I'll just play a quick game before I go to bed, and it's like 1 o'clock before I get to bed. Just, you get wrapped up in a game. But yeah, it's the guys who programmed and put that together did a really, really, really good job. And yeah, it's been nice because I've been using username Bazleebub, and a couple of people have recognized me, which is kind of creepy because it is. But yeah, it's been nice talking to people and seeing what they think about decks. Oh, we had a request for at some point we should do a line deck breakdown. So that was one of the things that came out of that.
Yeah, sweet. Okay. And how are you feeling set for WarpCon? You're obviously quite heavily involved with running.
Yeah, so I will be running or assisting in the running of the event. John's going to handle the rules. I will handle a lot of the other stuff. Gordo will be there helping out. Alex Watkins will be there helping out. We've got a bunch of people coming in to help judge it, help run it. It should be a big team effort. At the moment, I'm trying to troubleshoot different bits and pieces while trying to remember, okay, what am I going to forget in the day that I should really remember now and make sure to bring along? So today I went, wait a minute, I'll need guillotines. And we said, So I sent off a mail, and Alex Watkins like, I'll bring 2 guillotines. And I'm like, awesome. That was simple. And I'm going to get some T-shirts from the staff and other bits and pieces.
So is this a rules infraction mean losing a finger in the guillotine? Is this what the process is?
That's probably the sane way to handle it, right? Just stick your finger in there, mate, and we'll see which one comes out. I don't know whether this one chops to the left or right, but I'll stop here, bone. So yeah, we shall see what happens. It should be good. I mean, my last time around an event this big, it rained out 2 days ahead of time. So we'll see. We'll see if this one goes better or worse.
And how many players is it looking like?
I think we've crossed 200 pre-reg at this stage. So you'll lose some. Some people unavoidably won't be able to make it. But I know a bunch of Irish people haven't pre-regged yet. So it will probably even out to around 200, I think. We'll see, though. I can't predict until the day. Stuff could happen.
Respectable number.
I think so.
And how are preparations going in Limerick, Justin?
Oh, they're going fine. You know, Scorpion are super popular and super good. I'm playing Phoenix, so I'm pretty much just assuming the position and and waiting for the rounds to roll over me. Yeah, it's been really up and down actually, because like the Phoenix Lion deck that I've been putting together had a really good matchup against Scorpion. Like it pushed Scorpion off the table quite frequently, but then I got bazzed. Yeah, I just played some games on Jigoku, and Baz was it 6 games straight or something? Yeah, pretty close to it anyway.
Let's give some context to this. My wife plays Phoenix, and she was feeling pretty down, and Justin was telling her, "No, it's fine. Play this deck. You're grand." And she kept losing to me, and she's like, "All right, I'm either really terrible at this game or there's something wrong. So we need you and Justin to play so we can actually see what's going on." She was very happy at the end of that night.
Yo, absolutely. Like, I mean, literally, I think it was between the 2 Crane games, and I think it was 4 games we played. Baz went turn 1 Neaton Master Puds,
Doom
double Pathfinders.
Yeah,
Doom Shigenja normally. So that turn one was Neaton Master, Doom Shigenja, Pathfinder's Blade, some other stuff. Usually 2 more weapons. Break some problems, and then turn 2 was Neaton Master, Pathfinder's Blade, some more weapons, and that happened in 3 of the 4 games that we played against Phoenix. And one of the games on turn 3, you hit the other Neaton Master. So yeah, obviously, so things didn't go particularly well in that one. I have to say, I was feeling very sad.
On a couple of turn 2s, I got a gash of Sumiko as well, so you know.
You did also charge Sumiko into play on turn 2, having secured the favor. Yeah, those games were, yeah. I mean, it was very enlightening to witness the power of that armed and fully operational battle station. But yeah, no, it gave me significant pause. And. Yeah, so I'm very likely pushing back toward Dragon, or probably actually Dragon as a splash, because I just need to have some kind of out against Pathfinder's Blade. That card was just doing too much damage, and also actually my ability to, like a heat-seeking missile, to find your shameful display on the first attack. Was truly stunning every time.
It was against the odds. It shouldn't happen that often.
You go through the 5 stages, like this kind of disbelief, and then there's anger, you know, and then finally at the end, you're like this bargaining, like please let this stop happening, and at the end, it's just I got crushed by amazing draws.
I can only assume that Justin is building up karma at an accelerated rate so he can rise from the ashes like the true Phoenix he is and win the Kotei.
Oh yeah, the true Phoenix. So basically the what I took away from those matches, and actually from playing Crab Splashing, is that you just have to have ways of handling attachments in this environment, and if you don't, you are going to find yourself getting blitzed out of the game in 2 turns by Dragon, or ground out of the game over about the course of 10 turns by Crab, because that's what they do.
Yeah.
So you need Dragon or you need Dragon or Scorpion, and actually Travis is in chat, and Travis is agreeing. Yay! Travis is also saying I'm going to take Ireland. So you know you can take that sarcasm and shove it right up there. But so yeah, actually, and I'll be running 3 Maya Mystic as well. Like we've talked about this card on stream before, but I mean I've trashed that card from day one, and it was like about a month ago I kind of finally tail between my legs admitted playing 3 Maya Mystics, at which point Andy nearly had a conniption fit. Like, why are you playing that shit card? But yeah.
He's either 3 months behind you or 3 months ahead of you. I'm not sure.
Yeah, I think we're like in a 6-month cycle. We're chasing each other in circles. But certainly with the deck that I'm building, I'm very, very heavily slanted towards Shigenja, because I want Supernatural Storm to be as effective as possible in all circumstances. So yeah, and just like Phoenix have some great Shigenja, but the numbers are actually fairly thin. There are way too many grubby courtiers and the occasional samurai kind of mucking up the numbers there. So the Maya Mystic goes in, it fills out the Shigenja numbers as well. Yeah, it was a way better card in the Lion deck, because you had a Legion of War, loading Maya Mystic going in and busting up provinces left and right, and it was pretty regular. But it's a worse card definitely in the Dragon or Scorpion Splash. But yeah, I'm just, having seen the power of Pathfinder's Blade and having been repeatedly talismaned just anything to destroy attachments. Yeah, I'm playing it all.
Cool.
But that's dead. Still expecting to play nothing but Scorpions. So yeah, I'm bringing the lube. It's
and the Scorpion no attachment decks. Yeah.
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, that said, like, it's a really weird matchup with Scorpion. Like, there are games where you just blow them off the board. There are games where they get their fangs into you and they slowly get you. But yeah, all the same, just looking forward to flopping some cards and seeing what happens.
Actually, we were just talking about Crab, how Crab slowly grind you in. I still would consider Crab to be one of the better decks out there. But yes, they didn't do great at PAX South. Do you have any thoughts on what happened there, Eoin?
Yeah, I think for a while, Crab got a rush of blood to the head. Decided things like Watch Commander were for losers, and
true story.
That all out, and we're like, yeah, we'll just bid 5 against Dragon, and I was kind of going,
good plan. Approved.
Your conflict cards are worse than Dragons, or at least Dragon have more vectors to get value. You got to bid 1. Everyone's like, well, that's a nightmare. You get your ass kicked turn 1. You do get your ass kicked turn 1. But you can afford it. The first 2 provinces are free, man. You're all good. You just take that pummeling. And then from that point on, the Dragon player's in trouble. You can't get bid 5 again. You know? You basically have to take some solid punches to the face. And you got to rise in slow motion off the mat. And then commence the slow, devastating beat. It is.
You're just going to no-sell it.
Main event sleeper, and just go to work. You wear him down like a good heel. Just ease him down on the mat. Slow that match right down. Ignore the boos from the crowd. And just grind it out. Nice and slow. Yeah. Let's see one more crap. And then turn fast. You don't want to win fast. It's unfortunate because you're rolling the dice with going the time a little bit, but I think you can do it. They took out Watch Commander a lot, and I disagree with that, because I think Watch Commander looks like it does nothing from your side of the table, because everyone was going, play Watch Commander, then no one plays any more cards, and I'm going, that's Watch Commander doing its job. Do you play Watch Commander, and that breaks your opponent's ability to throw out even 1 or 2 more cards, and you often win by conquest from there, and that's what you want to go. It's slow and steady. You don't win fast for Crab. Look at all of Crab's abusable cards. They were about getting more board position out of your guys in play. You're a mid-game deck. You're building up to have a strong board position. You are not trying to win the game fast. You're trying to slow the game down to win it slow, because that's just how we work, you know? Yeah.
And then turn 7, you still have every character that you played from turn 1 in play.
Yeah, you can do that. I mean, that's not the goal, but it's just to go, right, well, I just keep my 3 costers around forever. My opponent's 3 costers are going away. So yeah, just slow it up, and that's how you win. Like, Crab don't have the explosive cards some of the clans have. In the same way, a boom, really powerful effect. No, you don't have that. You have lots of little economic edge, and your ability is to build up to that economic edge.
You see, I disagree just a little there. I do think I absolutely think Crab, like when you take a look at the really good clans, all the good clans have blowout potential. They can just blow you out. And I think Crab do have that blowout, but it's like old school Control. Like you win the game and then, the game goes on for another 6 turns. You've already run. It's all over. It's just going to take a while for death to reach the brainstem. Things like charging in Casada and then just going Vanguard Warrior, Iron Mine, Reprieve for the rest of the game. That's an unbelievable kick in the unmentionables for any deck.
It is, but you're not going to win immediately with it. You've got to grind it out. You can't go, like, you've killed him, but he hasn't noticed he's dead yet. It's like,
yeah.
It's the real blow Crab has is going Assassination Way to Crab turn 1. And that's a brutal kick.
Yeah.
But I think mulling for that is fine, but bidding 5 to try and get that in turn 1 is greedy. It's very, very greedy because it's the play can still be disrupted. If someone plays a 1-cost conflict card with command, so you're better off when it happens. Awesome, it happened. It's not the game plan.
No.
So basically, just go. Yep. If this happens, it happens. Awesome. If it doesn't, my game plan's still working because it's about mental advantage.
I don't know, as you say, a lot of people are bidding 5. So if Crab turn 1 bid 5, it's not like much is really happening there. And for a lot of the decks, after you lose your first 4 points of honor, you're still fine. There's still no issue. You're going to bring it back down to 1 after that turn, if your opponent's bid 1. Flip side is if you both bid 5 turn 1, the second turn, the Crab opponent can go down to 1, and the other player is probably going to still bid 5. So the idea that the counter argument to that is that you get your card draw and you get your dishonor as well.
I disagree because I think it's giving Dragon 2 loads of ammo, and Dragon are very important in the meta. Neaton Master is a monster if you've got weapons to feed him, an absolute unconscionable monster. And don't feed him. Let him have his first turn where he's got 9 cards and he uses a bunch of them and he kicks the hell out of you, then that's fine. We're on to turn 2, where life may become sane again. I'll just extend this turn. There's nothing to be gained from extending that first turn. You want the game to get to a stage where resources are tight as quickly as possible, because that's where your edge on the board comes in.
Okay.
You want to lock it down. It's horrible bidding 1. It's horrible going, I draw 1 card, my opponent draws 5, and now I get my ass kicked. But that's the bit you've got to tough out. Can you get blown out in that first turn? You can, but you can lose 2 provinces, which sucks. But you might be able to save 1. You might only lose 1 province. Hell, you might lose none. It all depends. But yeah,
Okay, that's fair. I can see that.
Don't feed them. Don't give them extra cards. There's nothing to be gained. That conflict deck is a trap for Crab. You want to draw cards out of it, sure, but you don't want to be giving your opponent resources while you're doing it.
Yeah, so I don't want to go too deep in this topic because you're getting dangerously close to telling my Crab opponents how to play, and I'm not too happy about that.
So, speaking of the sleeper down onto the mat, the more important thing happening this weekend is Royal Rumble on Sunday night. Is that right, Justin?
Hell yeah, we will be in Cork. It's a Warp tradition. So yeah, a shout out to all my boys. We'll be there watching at whatever God knows o'clock
come out at 30 again.
Yeah, absolutely screaming our heads off at how they've managed to completely misbook the entire event and how we do everything better. But yeah, no, it's going to be amazing. WarpCon is it's an amazing convention. So much to look forward to.